Dedication will be Chairman Barbara Aycock. Pledge allegiance will be Vice Chairman Chris Gurley. Approval of minutes. Discussion of adjustment of agenda.
Don't have any.
Just that the appointment committee is actually on the agenda form, but we're not having any.
So we will remove appointment
Yeah.
committee.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
you're going to correct the minutes.
Yes, sir, they have, and I told her that you would probably bring that up.
But as long as it's going to be corrected, I got no problem.
It's already corrected. I just did not do it before sending that in.
Bring it up.
No, I'm not going to bring it up.
All right.
We'll just have it corrected, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
So just removal of the no appointment committee. Then moving on to special presentations.
Yes.
Okay. We'll have an update from the University of Mount Olive President, Dr. Ed Kroon. He likes to come on a routine basis. He'll be joining us this morning. And then moving on to the consent agenda, and you'll see application for property tax exclusions on your screen, hopefully. These have all been reviewed by the tax office and are in correct order. And then we move on to budget amendments.
All right.
Your first budget amendment is for the sheriff's office in the amount of $22,230. This is to anticipate and appropriate insurance monies received for damage to a vehicle.
I'm assuming that one was totaled.
Let's see here. It says damaged. It does not say totaled, but I can find out for you.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Your next budget amendment is for social services for $25. This is just to correct, a check was written to Wayne County Child Support, but it really should have been written to Veritas, which is our third-party contractor for child support. So we are anticipating the funds that we can in turn pay it back out to them. You have a budget amendment for Literacy Connections for the amount of $4,613. This is to anticipate the reimbursement of salary and benefits. Their board approved a 6% increase for their staff. This will begin January 1st. However, they do pay the full cost of that. So we are anticipating the reimbursement for that expenditure. Okay, your last budget amendment is for our debt project fund, specifically for the detention center. This is totaling $1,432,138.50. This is to appropriate additional funds for design services with Mosley. This will be reimbursed once our debt financing has closed, but we do need to go ahead and get some bills paid. So we wanted to go ahead and advance this from the general fund so we could pay these. And that's all I have for you today.
Thank you.
Item number 3 is a motion to approve the wages CSGB application. This is a community services block grant program at Wages to assist low-income residents with obtaining the necessary skills and education to obtain meaningful employment and a structure to rise out of poverty. The CSGB funding is received through the Office of Economic Opportunity. The allocation for 23-24 has been determined to be $261,084. So we would be looking approval of that application to go forward. Number 4, motion to establish a public hearing on February 7th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. in the Commissioners' meeting room to receive public comment on a request to establish the community shopping zoning district to 0.25 acres at 108 North Gold Drive, identified as tax parcel 3620099044 in the Stony Creek Township and owned by Pirate Ventures LLC, and Barry's here to tell us about it.
Good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
Yes, we do have a rezoning, and we don't see these actually very often. I think it might have been a year or two since our last one. But it is a small piece of property. It's on the north side of 70 Bypass, right near Hare Road, where Hare Road crosses over, or to the east of Wayne Memorial. And it is, there's basically a gap in the zoning there. That was right-of-way or property owned by NCDOT. So at that point, when zoning was established, it was like it was not established there because it was DOT property with anticipation that it would become right-of-way. But DOT is now taking a lot of their surplus property and auctioning it all for selling it. And so someone has bought this property, and it is a 1/4 acre, and they're wanting to have zoning established there to the community shopping. There is currently no zoning, like I said, in that little strip there. It's this property, and then there's one kind of a mirror property just beside of it to the east. As well. It's not included in this request, but there is community shopping, of course, nearby and across the highway as well.
Did you say there was no zoning there, or?
There is no zoning there, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So is this a satellite annexation?
It wouldn't be a satellite. Well, there is property directly across 70 Bypass that's zoned. So it's not technically connected by property line, but it is across from right-of-way.
What about the additional property right next to that?
That's a different property owner, so they have not requested rezoning on that piece. And so, in the future, would they request that as a potential? But right now, they're not requesting zoning.
Is it currently vacant?
It is. Mhm. Yes, sir.
No building on it?
Nothing.
The time we initiated zoning on those properties, that was part of the right-of-way. It was not a, DOT has come back since, split it up and sold it off.
I'm good with it.
Same here. All right, any more questions? Moving on to number 5 is a motion to approve the final plat for Windmere subdivision as recommended by the Wayne County Planning Board.
All right, yes, this is a final plat, so all the improvements are in. This came before you back in 2022 as a preliminary. So now they have finished all the construction, the roads are in, and there are 17 lots. This is on Combs Road. There is one cul-de-sac street that just goes into the subdivision. All the lots are served off that one street. We do have a built to standards letter from DOT, basically stating that the street meets DOT minimum standards, and the planning board has reviewed this and recommends approval.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Gary. Motion to approve, number 6 is motion to approve the sale of surplus property at the corner Connor Street in Mount Olive, jointly owned with the town of Mount Olive as requested by the town of Mount Olive. Andrew, do you want to detail us on that?
Good morning. This is a request from the town attorney for Mount Olive. This is a surplus property that the town and the county acquired by foreclosure in 1999, actually, so it's been surplus for quite some time. The offer they received, they went through upset bidding on it, and the offer they received was $5,510. Tax value on the property is just a little over $1,500, so my understanding is it went through several rounds of upset bids. And consistent with our policy, the town attorney did notify all adjoining property owners of the offer. And that letter's in the packet as well.
What's it zoned, Andrew?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's zoned. I mean, it's in the town of Mount Olive, so I'm not familiar with their zoning. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, moving on to number 7. Thank you, Andrew. Motion to adopt Resolution 2023-1, a resolution adopting the 45th Amendment to the Position, Classification, and Pay Plan for Wayne County, North Carolina. This update includes a request to exempt 3 positions within the Services on Aging from overtime. Position titles are info case assistant, RN supervisor, in-home aid supervisor. The memo also includes a request from the Health Department to add an ultrasound tech 1 to the pay plan and reclassify position 5124001 from PHN supervisor, grade 74, to ultrasound tech 1 position, grade 69. Purpose of this change is to reorganize positions to manage the need within the women's health program. And of course, that's item number 7. Any questions on that one?
When you say you're exempting them from overtime, what is that, what are we speaking of here?
They're in a supervisory position, so they would not be eligible to earn comp time or overtime.
Thank you.
And then we move on to public comments. County manager's report, Board of Commissioners committee reports and comments, closed session, then adjournment, and possibly have a closed session. Do you have anything? Yeah. Might have one closed session if she remembers to come, but as the board requested Julie Graham to come, that would be under a closed session, but I'm not sure. I hadn't talked to her, so if she shows up, we'll have her under closed. If not, she'll be at the next meeting.
Did we need to talk to her? I mean,
You asked for her, the board asked for her to come give an update at the December
we didn't
meeting.
tell her at what meeting, just,
No, we told her she couldn't come to the last meeting, so I don't know if she remembered. I don't know. I hadn't talked to her due to the holidays
okay.
on this one, so.
Okay, anything else? We'll adjourn until 9 o'clock.